Check it out. I got recommended this video. It's a bit of a long one, so I'll try to like avoid pausing if I can. Shoe on head, the male loser epidemic. I figured, we already did the lady loser epidemic, and we did the goth mommy epidemic, so we might as well do the male loser epidemic too, right?
Hello again, friends. Sorry I've been gone for quite a bit. Hopefully nothing too crazy happened. I feel like every time I take a break, like, a war breaks out or something, but thankfully that did not happen.
Like 2 of them broke out.
But at least we found out the real Epstein files
Yeah, only 2 wars broke out this time.
were the friends we made along the way. Welcome back to the Shoe on Head channel. If it is your first time here, run. I am Shoe on Head, and on this channel I like to cover cultural
Get out while the getting's good.
issues mostly surrounding men's issues. It's what I've been doing for over a decade, and frankly, I'm exhausted. Many of you have been along for the ride, and you have seen me go from a chipper, lively 24-year-old making fun of BuzzFeed and Tumblr feminists to a bitter, calloused 34-year-old talking about very real and growing men's issues. One of the main men's issues I have been covering
She does look a lot more dead inside, I'll be honest. Like going like back to back like that, like seeing the video, like the images side to side, like side by side like that.
in great detail lately has been the male loneliness epidemic. Yeah, but turns out I was wrong. We don't have a male loneliness epidemic. We have a male loser epidemic. It's not a male loneliness epidemic. No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic. It's a male loser epidemic.
The male loser epidemic has gotten so bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point.
Now, I don't always talk about men's issues. No, sometimes I talk about politics, and sometimes I mix the two together. Now, I know a lot of you don't like politics. You don't care about politics. But politics cares about you, and it will enter your life no matter how hard you try to avoid it. But thankfully, I have the perfect app to help you navigate this difficult, confusing political landscape.
I'm not getting back on Tinder again. I'm done with that. That time is over.
Quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ground News, before we get into this video, shall we? Ground News is a website and—
Good lord, hello! What the frick? Damn! Hi! I suddenly want to check out Ground News now.
An app that gives readers a fun and transparent way to read the news from all across the political spectrum.
Didn't expect the outfit switch. Damn, the outfit switches!
Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and make sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features from Ground News has to be the blind spot feature.
I'm so glad I don't have the eye tracker thing that everyone keeps telling me to get.
Side of the political spectrum and ignored
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm never buying the eye tracker thing, whatever the hell that.
For example, here is a story about how the CIA uncovered a Russiagate fraud, and right away we can see how it has been covered by 41 sources, and out of those 41 sources, 93% of them lean right, with only 2 left-wing outlets reporting the story. Ground News also makes it really easy to compare headlines to see just how political bias can affect the framing of a story. For example, this story about Zoran Mamdani winning the Democratic primary in New York. This left-leaning outlet says Zoran Mamdani's win just got a little sweeter. And meanwhile, the right-wing outlet says, meet Zoran Mamdani, the man who will ruin New York. As you can see, very different vibes. I have been using Ground News since 2021 because I think it is so informative, so fun, and it helps me see how different stories are framed so differently, and I love it. I highly recommend it.
I feel like it is a good idea to make like effectively a Twitter that's more like about news, because Twitter kind of gets out of hand.
It's one of the few apps that I wake up and just immediately check. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. High praise. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all of their amazing features. This comes out to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a coffee. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code right there on screen, or the link in the video description down there.
Very bold of you to assume I can afford coffee.
To subscribe to Ground News today. I feel like what they're doing is really important, especially right now.
You been to Starbucks? Bro, they be charging, they be taxing, bro.
Let's approach the news in a more fair and balanced way. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right? Now,
I did it! What the frick?
With all these issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement. Months ago, I covered how the Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump. And I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled their final solution to the right-wing male loser epidemic. Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class. Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and
Bro, if y'all gotta spend that much money just to figure out how to talk to men, y'all just need, like, what the hell? How about you just get a bunch of men? Like, just get a bunch of men to join your time. What the frick?
strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working class men.
I think y'all just stupid. Like, you really have to spend $20 million? Like, either that's just a bunch of Democrats paying themselves money to pay themselves money, or y'all just stupid.
To return to the party. Ah yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms. Great job, guys. The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, promises to use the funds to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces. The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in—
Yeah, but didn't y'all spend, like, the last however many years doing the exact opposite? I feel like just do the exact opposite of what you're currently doing, and I think you got it.
video games, among other things. The Democratic Party—
Please stay out of the video games. Y'all make video games suck.
is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying. Now, as you can see here, is the young man in his—
No, stop. As Mongold, of all freaking men, you had to go with that specimen?
habitat, in a dark, messy cave
Brother has a miracle grow in his room. Like, I don't even understand what the hell's happening right now.
surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles.
I don't even think that water was for him. I think that was, like, for the plants he was trying to, like... Are those plants even still alive? I think he was, like, doing a whole thing where he was trying to keep them alive, right?
Here is another young man, as you can see, also—
White Destiny! Not a great example!
Dark cave. This one has dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates, but moving on, here is another—
Really? Of all the freaking Nux, Otaka, got it.
young man, we think? We're not—
We're not too sure about this one. This one's wild.
quite sure about this one. We're still studying it. Listen, Democrats, instead of spending $20 million to do that stupid, maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my comment section. Let's see here. Shoe on Head is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th. Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh,
Okay.
Shoe, mommy, milkies.
Listen, in both situations, you're gonna get, in both sides, you're gonna get the freaks sometimes, okay?
Mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle. Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
Since Trump scored big with young male voters last election, Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that's
But the stats don't bear that out now.
I mean, sure, but it's still just gonna be another waste of money. I mean, like, how are you gonna teach them not to be sexist when the vast majority of men are just not sexist to begin with? Like, what are you gonna do that you haven't already been doing this whole time? You've been shouting at men that they're sexist for the last, you know, what are we, 2020, like, for the last 10 years, really.
Look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh no. The very night I was sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men, This came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment
We want to relate to men. We're also gonna shit on men as much as humanly possible.
about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired, it went absolutely viral on Twitter for not good reasons. So we are going to unpack this piece by piece. Because even though everyone—
By the way, that's an only American thing, I gotta say. No, like, the majority of other cultures don't, like, just get rid of their parents, like, as soon as they get the opportunity to. Y'all understand that, right? Like, it's supposed to be a cyclical, like, they take care of you, and then at some point, you take care of them when they get old. Y'all understand that, right? Like, that in most cultures. That's a very American prospect of just, like, ditching your parents as quickly as possible.
everyone was mocking it and making fun of it, as far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos? Hold on one second.
Okay!
3 stupid blonde bimbos. Sorry. I felt left out. Alright, let's go. Wait.
Alright, okay! I'm not gonna lie. This changed the vibe so much, and I'm into it, I think. I
And
like
my
this.
gamer fuel.
Oh, let's go!
See? I do drink it. That one's
See,
for
it's
you.
sugar free, so that way, you know, it's healthy.
Tectone.
It's a major problem.
That
And,
was for you,
Steve
Tectone.
Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the
Bro, was he
stay-at-home
taking
sons.
shots?
We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think,
I don't think it's a stay-at-home son. It's not a stay-at-home son. You're just a man that lives with his parents. Period. That's it. It's just like there's no. I'm not, like, I don't understand why. Like, it's like don't try to, like, put sugar on it or something. That's it.
declining birth rates, people not getting
Like, and anybody that has a problem with it is like, screw you. Even if it wasn't a part of your culture, who the hell can actually afford to freaking live on their own? Screw you. I'd rather freaking roommate with my folks than roommate with some freaking pricks I don't even like. Just saying.
married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame
The same people that be talking that kind of smack also be talking smack about Extra Emily for not, like, paying her parents back. But, like, if Extra Emily, like, has her folks living at her house and, like, effectively pays their rent, you know, that kind of also, like, works out too. You know what I'm saying?
it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement in order.
She's absolutely right. She's 100% correct. There's also a lot of hoes, though.
DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
So first of all,
She's not wrong. I'm currently on my get the huzz you know, the huzzy freaking, like, grind arc. So
this stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One
Oh, really?
guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can on young men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men. Oh no, the young men are leaving us in droves. How do we get them back?
alright, hold on. Now you go with the purple hair? Like, this, like, you got, like, this is like some Ramona Flowers thing. I'm falling all over. You know what I'm saying? I'm falling all over again.
Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust-covered slobs, you.
You know what? Some people would be into that.
Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too.
Fight, fight, fight! Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Is the amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to order DoorDash all day? No. And also, they're not paying for
I mean, it could be both. It could really be both. It really could be
DoorDash,
both.
Tommy. They're financing it. Come on. Get with the times.
There are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of you tried applying for a job as a young man recently? Or tried buying a house on the salary of one of these young men? Have you experienced the dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering. Listen, I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays and you need to pander to them, but Tommy, you are like 2 years younger than me. You know this shit isn't true. Why are you talking like this? Why are you
Because all the 50, 60, 70-year-old ladies that are like miserable and like, you know, they kind of like missed out on their opportunity to actually get a decent man. They kind of want to just like feel like you know that there's like a sort of karma for the universe, that all men that didn't love them kind of are getting their comeuppance, you know?
talking like a fucking boomer? I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick-me. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know what? She's not like those other young people. Not all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler and get a cushy job on Fox News based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this brain-dead
Fuck your shiz!
ass take is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like
And most women that think like this are also divorced.
$5 for a fucking house. And listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers, they are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers. But when the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is not sending their best. They are not sending you. They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos on Facebook. But some, I assume, are good people. But my god, I truly believe they do not understand how good they had it. They could support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute away their economic future for some cheap plastic shit from China. They inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretend it's a paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Lauren see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I had it. And you wonder why so many millennials and zoomers don't want kids.
You really start to wonder why exactly it is that, like, there's, like, this culture of, like, pulling the ladder up when you get to the top in America, honestly. I never got it, but it's very evident, honestly.
I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat. Children? Not happening.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from.
To be fair, this is honestly why, you know, a lot of the women, it's very sad, right? Because a lot of the women that are, like, listening to these, like, psychopaths, that frankly both look like freaking, like, more the chick on the left, she looks like a freaking lizard, but like, the women that listen to these psychopaths are gonna end up becoming, like, just crazy cat ladies eventually. You get what I'm saying?
The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
And don't get me wrong, they're gonna get, like, hella boyfriends. Like, they're always gonna constantly have, like, that, like, handsome 20, 30-something-year-old guy who's, like, buff and muscly. And, you know, it's an easy gilf, easy milf. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course they're gonna have boyfriend, girlfriends, but they're not really gonna go further than that. Like, you know, I've seen, like, let's be honest.
Men are becoming lazy because they're becoming feminized. So,
Even if you're, like, a bombshell, gorgeous old woman.
they're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat? I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening, but men are moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is absolutely,
Like I said, on all sides, there's gonna be the freaking extreme freaks.
no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same. Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance, but among women, the strongest reason not to
You know what? That's fair. The legit the only reason I don't want kids is because I don't feel like I could personally care for them. Both financially, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna say generally, but I guess more specifically, yeah, financially. Because let's be honest, the vast majority of problems can be solved with money. I was about to say, like I don't think I could take care of them in general. But then I'm like, but in general, me, yeah, like financially is most of like pretty much the biggest issue. Realistically, yeah, like and like a part of it is, you know, because I have younger siblings too that are still like very young, and I sort of like help out with them as well. A lot. But I gotta say, it's one of those things where I absolutely have like this sensation of enviosity, like where I'm like, oh damn, dude, it would be so nice to have like, you know what I mean, like to have that perfect family, the like the wife, the wife and the one kid, the two kids, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be a dream. It would be an absolute, like that's like a goal. That's like a definitely long term goal. Like for sure.
have a child was their desire to
It's not how about this? It's not an immediate priority for me, but it absolutely is in my like bucket list. It's absolutely in my like in my list of like things I want to for sure like make happen, you know what I'm saying? But I also want to find a very I have met and regretted not pursuing further relationships with very humble women. In some cases it was out of my control, but there was definitely a lot of women out there that I have met that definitely were also very humble, were also very like-minded in that instance, but just you know, circumstances changed. We couldn't make it happen. It is what it is. In most cases, in I'm not gonna get too far into it, but in one case she moved to a different state, you know, stuff like that. So
maintain their personal.
it wasn't for a lack of trying on my part, let's say, is what I'm trying to get at.
Basically, they don't want to give up their.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was like, ooh, kids, yeah, kind of want them.
Their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again, they'll be miserable forever if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision I've ever made. 10/10, highly recommend.
Oh, nice! You had a children?
Would do it again. But yes, this idea.
Wait, I think she's mentioned that before. Didn't she mention she's married?
Men are the ones primarily responsible for.
Alright. I'll drink some water. I think I gotta calm down with the thirst comments over here.
The low birth rates is laughable. We're laughing over here. But honestly, it's not really women or men's fault. There are a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is gonna be the summer of canceling boys. All of my friends are attractive.
Well, here's the first problem. Why are you looking for boys, you freaking pervert? Go out and find yourself a man. That's the first problem.
My friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They'd marry a.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole bunch of, ladies echo chambering each other and, like, yas queening each other is basically what it is. Women do this, like, thing where they basically complain about their relationships to each other and then, like, yas queen each other into, like, screw your man and screw this and screw that and you deserve better. Whereas men just never ever bring up like their personal relationships with other men. You like shut your mouth. Like you don't talk about that. You don't bring that up.
Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30.
Don't get me wrong, there's definitely instances where, like, people take things the wrong way and think, you know, like, you're trying to say something, but in most instances, we don't care about your relationship. We'll let you know if, like, if we got, like, oh, now, like, you suddenly started changing, or you suddenly started, like, acting a different way. That for sure, but there's never really a situation where they, like, start to, like, interject into your actual personal relationship.
Are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So, look,
No, I would actually, back to your point,
Yeah.
I think it's a biological thing.
So let me get this straight. Men are all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rates. But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents. What? But wait, there's more! She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector and a provider. If you
Yeah, but see, the problem is that there's, like, a lot of women that are totally willing to give something in the relationship, and that's the one that the men are gonna go for. They're not gonna go for you. Like, you just a huzz. You get me? Like, you just a huzz. Like, you like. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just, like, they might like hit it and quit it and then, like, move on with their day, but, like, it's never, like, most genuine men that, like, have a self-worth, basically, that know their own value, they're gonna go for a woman that wants to also give. It's not about whether you are obligated to give something in the relationship. It's about whether they actually want to. And if there's a woman that doesn't want to give in the relationship, we're gonna move on to the next one, because there's always the next one. You get what I'm saying? Men are not in any kind of, like, rush. I'm just gonna say it, ladies. Get pissed off if you want. Y'all the one on a timer. Men are not in a rush to get with anybody. You get me? So if you want to be all picky if you want. But I'm just saying.
think you
So
need to
nothing.
get
So you
something
should
out
have
of
nothing.
it, I quite frankly don't
So
consider you a
nothing.
real man.
Never before in history have women demanded so much and offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video, because I am really interested to see what, like, the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this. If the women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame. These two women have a combined age of 93, and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me.
To be fair, yeah, like, you get what I'm coming at? Like, it's exactly what I'm saying. Like, anybody that has this attitude is an instantaneous ick on the male side. Like, men have their own icks too, ladies. The difference is that when a man has an ick, they'll still bang you. They're just definitely not gonna put a ring on you. You're never gonna know if they have an ick for you. They're never gonna make that a knowledge. I'm hitting you with the straight facts here, ladies. Okay, this is real. Nobody's ever gonna tell you this. Men have their own icks. The difference is that they'd still bang you, and you're never gonna know what the ick was before, during, or after the relationship.
My goodness, boomers are ruthless.
9 out of 10 times, you're still gonna be the one that breaks off the relationship.
Of sissies. I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia.
And ladies, if you're currently in a relationship with somebody, and it's like a 7, 8, 9 year boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, he's got an ick, and you either need to figure out what the hell it is, or you need to demand that motherfucker puts a ring on it, because you are getting used. I'm telling y'all right now.
When I was 18, rent was $450 and I could afford to get my own place. She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God we raised our sons to be men, who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed. Why can't you people get this through your heads? I will never let my son stay home.
You have to understand something. These people used to carry a $20 bill, and they actually used to think that was a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? They actually used to think, like, they still think the $20 bills like mean something. You get what I'm saying? Like, I open my wallet and I see a $20 bill and I'm like, damn, bro, I don't got shit. Like, I'm like I can't go nowhere. I can't do shit right now, bro. Because if you understand, if I go out to eat right now with taxes, like right here, right now in LA. Okay, California, with $20 bill, okay, a plate of food, and like pick a freaking restaurant, pick a place. Honestly, even in some fast food restaurants, it's just not enough. A plate, bare minimum. Like you could go to Mickey D's, McDonald's. You can go to freaking Burger King. All right, you're gonna be spending like $14 on a meal. Okay, $20 ain't shit.
Trying to push them out of the nest. Okay, I really gotta ask, is this an Anglo thing? Immediately kicking your kid out?
And so you think about that, and people don't think about this. That means you're gonna have to spend $20 if you're not cooking, and that's assuming you're not cooking food at home. And as somebody who cooks food at home, it's not that much cheaper. It's really not that much cheaper. Alright, you want to actually save money, you basically have to do like cup of noodles a day, every day. You get what I'm saying? That's the only way to save actual money.
When they turn 18 years old, my Mediterranean mind cannot.
I actually cook at home. I don't really go out to eat.
Comprehend this. And honestly, why the f would a man leave home, leave his mother's cooking for a woman who probably can't cook?
That's 20. Think about that, bro. I'm sorry. The more I think about it, I fast, right? Well, not right now. Right now, I kind of after the hospital situation, I haven't really fasted, but I gotta get back into it eventually. But I normally fast, so one meal a day. That's $20. That's the most like cost efficient way of living right now. At least in LA. But if you like a full blown like normal everyday like person, I could definitely see you get away with like $10 after tax, maybe $12 or so. But like a plate of food really anywhere is like $14. But like again, if you go and like basically get like an appetizer with a drink and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You can make it like with like $12, $12. But realistically speaking, you're gonna be doing like what, $15? The average LA Los Angeles person, Los Angelinos, whatever the hell they're calling it now. You're gonna be spending like $15 a day, bare minimum, 5 times a week. All right, that's gonna be about $75 a week, bare minimum, and that's fasting. If you're eating your 3 meals a day. 2 meals a day? Oh my, get the freak out of here, bro.
Me though, personally, I can cook amazing homemade meals. I'll have you know I am a great trad wife.
Hell yeah. Alright, you know what? You can't do micro... At least put them in the air fryer.
Bone apple teeth.
You know what? In big old 2025... I'd accept this. I'd take this. It's better than a lot of options. I'll be honest.
Now, unfortunately, Tommy Lauren wasn't the only one pushing this stupid, lazy young men go get a job bullshit. Mike Johnson did it, referencing 29-year-old men playing video games all day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men playing video games all day. And just the other night, I saw this on my TV. Again.
A Wall Street Journal headline got our attention. The new dream job for young men: stay-at-home son. It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on Jeopardy. And he has...
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. This is legit the first time I've heard this stay-at-home son thing.
A master's degree in political science, but he's unemployed. Grow up, get a job, get a wife, build a family.
Just get a wife, bro. Just get a job, bro.
Oh, get a job? Yeah. Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies?
The term welfare queen must have fell out of fashion with Republicans, because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very
Yeah, you can't go after the ladies anymore. It's not
obvious
approved.
what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job, lazy attitude is not surprising, but it's especially funny coming from Fox News of all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News will talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of American jobs held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor. Companies—
And honestly, even like let's ignore that. It doesn't even matter. Like flat out, especially in a lot of the what's supposed to be the pro workforce parties, like states here in California, namely here in LA. No matter what job you get, even jobs where you go to college and genuinely like get your master's with, you're still getting paid like shit for, bro. The amount of family members I have with degrees in this, that, or the other, and are freaking working trash jobs, whereas people who never worked a day in their life, or never went to school, like college, a day in their life, are actually out here making money, having businesses, doing things, like, is astounding.
and billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just good little worker drones who won't unionize, rather than hire American workers for a living wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money they make. I remember when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Open borders?
Open
No,
borders.
that's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would,
Anybody
it
can,
would make a
excuse
lot
me,
of the global poor richer, wouldn't it?
and it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state.
Where'd that guy go? A lot of these jobs being taken are jobs traditionally held by men.
Yeah, that he I don't know what the hell happened to Bernie Sanders. He used to genuinely be the complete opposite of what he currently is now. Even Joe Biden was the complete opposite of what he currently is now. Joe Biden used to be like super anti-immigration. Super
Construction and
anti-immigration.
factory jobs, manual labor work. But it's not just manual labor jobs, it's also the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also
Sorry,
mainly
illegal immigration specifically.
held by men. There are many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers while requesting 14,000 more H-1B workers this year. Some of those job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men, software developers, which are 80% men, and electronic engineers, which are 90% men, and many more
Damn!
like that. Another example of this was Tesla, where roughly 15,000 American employees were fired in April
Yeah, to be fair, though, this is like the second time Musk has done this. He did it to Twitter, too.
2024, and many were replaced with H-1B visa holders. On Twitter, Elon
I'm telling you, the more AI sort of starts to take over jobs, eventually, well, here's what's gonna happen. AI is going to start to take over jobs. All these, like, really old, like, politics, like, people, like, all the old, like, presidents and secretaries, and they're gonna get old and they're gonna die from old age. And then newer, younger politicians are gonna get in their positions. And eventually we're just gonna go for, like, universal basic income. And we're actually gonna start to have, like, genuinely good, consumer rights, bills being passed. It's just a matter of time. We just have to wait for all the old politicians to die out, honestly.
Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to these immigrants just simply being the best and the brightest. Yeah, okay. You're paying them less for longer hours and more work, and they're willing to deal with it in order to stay in the country.
And if you don't believe me, just look at the Twitch, look at that video of the Twitch head, the Twitch, like, Dad Clancy, giving the CEO position to Extra Emily. Like, genuinely, flat out, all of them were old. Like, they were all a bunch of just old people.
exploitative,
And I think the
dare
same thing is
say,
happening in
not very
government.
America first. When conservatives confronted Elon Musk for this last year, he told somebody, and I quote, "Take a big step back and yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend." So when it comes to replacing American workers in manual labor with cheap foreign labor, it's deport, deport, deport. But when it comes to replacing his American workers with cheap foreign labor, it's yourself in the face. Interesting. There's also affirmative action and DEI, which are
Yeah, it's almost as if literally everybody only looks out for themselves.
other things Fox News always pisses and shits about, but suddenly when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things just like don't exist anymore. Then it's, oh, young men are all just lazy, they just want to be in their parents' basement ordering DoorDash and playing video games. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. I am not beating the allegations with this one.
It's not just the brown people.
Taking your jobs, okay? It's not their fault. They're just cheaper. Aim upwards. But it's not just the brown people.
Listen, yeah, if you're willing to work, like, somebody's always gonna be willing to work for cheaper. Let's be honest. That's just facts. And that's why we're supposed to have workers, like, rights, specifically. But the problem is that we still got the workers' rights from, like, the old days, the olden days, from before the economy went to hell.
Taking your jobs. It's the women, too. Many of the dying industries are male-dominated, while many of the growing industries are female-dominated, and stigma around these jobs being woman jobs usually stops men from working them. Women are overwhelmingly entering and excelling in college and the workforce, and they're more flexible about job position and pay, while young men usually hold out for higher-paying, higher-position jobs that will make them the breadwinner. Because you see, despite the world progressing and the role of women changing, the role of men has not changed. Every woman is a feminist until the dinner bill comes. But what's crazy is, women might be the ones paying that dinner bill soon. A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about $1,000 more annually than men, completely reversing the traditional gender pay gap for this age group. In the US,
What the frick happened to the gender pay gap? Nah, son, now you need to start giving us more money, ladies. That's right. From now on, anytime I go on a date, you're paying for it.
a 2022 Pew Research Center analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median earnings at or above 100% of men's in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have never been this resigned to staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like. More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more
that's good for them.
Complicated by a growing divide
You know, they're a strong, independent woman.
in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings by an estimated $1 million. Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men
Freaking hell, lifetime earnings? That's like that's not good. Oh, throughout your whole life? Only $1 million? That sucks.
are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women without a college degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52%.
Oh, okay. Men's economic struggles seems to have the biggest effect on women. Oh, okay. It's the women who are being affected by men's struggles with their economic struggles. Okay, got it. Understood. Got it, Captain.
Those born between 1930 and 1980, according to research by Cornell University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings for non-college women to date. Men are poor, women most affected. Modern women are no longer tied to their gender role. Birth control has freed them from the prison that is their biology, and they are making their own money, sometimes more than men. They can have it all, they can do anything, they can be anything. While at the same time, men are still expected to be the provider.
Yeah, everything except freaking happy.
And more importantly, many men still want to be the provider but they can't. And women, though strong and independent, still want men to be the provider.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money.
Basically, men are like, we're worried we're not making enough money. And women are like, we're worried men are not making enough money. Hello, class.
Basically.
I am on head. I am substitute.
Men are already subconscious, and you're just like, yeah, screw you.
For your teacher today. She was arrested for molesting a 12-year-old boy. So today we are learning about the graph. This is the growth in productivity versus hourly compensation graph. And you can trace almost everything bad happening in society back to this graph. As you can see, productivity increased while compensation barely grew over the same time period. Notice they tracked very closely up until around 1972. Now, what happened around 1972, class? Well, the top marginal tax rate was reduced from 70% in 1964 to 50% by 1981. The federal minimum wage began to stagnate. Income going to the 1% rose from 9% in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average worker.
And nobody ever, like, the worst part is that, like, not only is there no real way to fix this, the people in charge are the ones that benefit from this, so they're not trying to fix it either.
Worker. Anything else? Anything else happen around 1972? Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women joined the workforce around this time, but we don't have to get into that today. The fact is, hard work no longer guarantees success, and the will to work is tied to the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. Every generation had lazy people. And we do basically live in late-stage mouse utopia, after all. Young people today are faced with two options: revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism. Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and they found out the juice just isn't worth the squeeze, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a
You know what sucks is, I said she's scarily accurate. I think I've told y'all before, Monos, before I started doing this, streaming, and my current part-time, I worked an actual genuine, I say 9 to 5, but it was actually a 10 to 7. I worked a 10 to 7 for about 7, going on 8 years. Came out of it just equally as broke as I was. And I was definitely doing, and in some instances, 60-hour work weeks. And I literally got out of all of that broker than, no, honestly, equally as broke. I literally did all that for 7, 8 years, just paycheck to paycheck. It all went to rent, or it went into mainly just rent, but it went into some kind of debt. Rent, debt. I had a job, so all of my medical bills I had to pay for myself. I didn't get any Medi-Cal at the time. Right now that I got the situation that just recently happened with me, I had the seizures, bro. Because I'm working a part-time job, and it's like not enough, and the situation doesn't let me do my job. My they upgraded my Medi-Cal, and now I got a cane for free, so now I have a walking cane, so I can walk around my house now without falling or breaking my back. Oh, dude, it's freaking cool, bro. And they covered that. They covered all my medication. Normally, I'd have to pay $20 every time I went to go pick up my medication. All of it free now, covered. Damn, it's freaking sick. And yeah, I've had 4 major, actual, genuine relationships. All of them, for one reason or another, turned just didn't work out. And I technically went to a career college. Got my certificate as an IT, and that's how I got that one job that I did basically just paycheck to paycheck. And so it's just kind of like, yeah, I literally went through the entire rigmarole, and it realistically still ended up just exactly where I am now. America.
Way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never before seen large shift rightward in young
No, and I think this is why, and this is exactly why we need to start voting for younger younger politicians, honestly.
men is a small revolution in a way. They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks, I hate this, I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. The young men that are still voting left are voting further left. You saw this recently in New York City, where Zoran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them because this is not working for them.
If you wake up one morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with 4-year college degrees and like initiative who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
I luckily didn't like ever really get to that point where I started going towards socialism. Well, to be fair, I kind of did, right? I definitely started voting more towards like Bernie Sanders, a social democracy. I definitely started to like think more in that mindset. But honestly, it's like one of those situations where nowadays it's to the point where it's like I can't really blame anybody for thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? Even though I genuinely think this system is better, I just think that right now, too many corrupt people are in power, and people have been like brainwashed into like voting these people into power, thinking that they're actually gonna help. And I'm sorry if you think I'm talking like good about your side, you're wrong. Like both sides are terrible. The Republicans and the Democrats. I hate them both. They both suck. And if you like socialism, I think it sucks too. It's terrible. They're all terrible. There needs to be something in between that combines all three of these things, and like gives us the best of our worlds. Because each one by themselves sucks booty cheeks.
Huh. Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire generation of fighting-aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring. When they saw this—
Nah, that's not true, because I have my gotcha waifus. That's why I keep working for a paycheck, so I can spend all my money on my gotcha waifus and give all my money to China.
airing on Fox News, they saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault, an all too familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News, so this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million. You might still need it, unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged into another war in the Middle East, young men might come running back to the Democratic Party. Maybe not even a George Bush II electric boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party. Hopefully—
I really don't think so. The Democratic Party has literally made it their identity to hate on men, young adult men, who have been disenfranchised. So it's kind of like a situation where they've effectively, the Democrats themselves have made it impossible for young men to ever possibly join the Democratic Party, because it is quite literally contrarian to anything and everything that would benefit a young man in a modern day.
We'll find out. And as I'm editing this right now, a lot of young people, even the podcast bros, seem pretty upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect the Clintons, so maybe not even this will save them, but we'll see, I guess. Hold on one second. That's better. So—
Damn! That's dedication to the bit.
that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all. I am probably reading them right now as you type them. Wait, don't write that. No, you can't say that. No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to me on Patreon or leave a little tip with a little tip jar.
She
down
knows her
below.
audience a
Leave
little
a
too well,
heart.
doesn't she?
It helps the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again soon with a new video, a new slop video, because I know you gremlins love that shit. Bye!
Absolutely phenomenal. Please go and drop Shoe on Head a like, go drop a sub, go drop a comment, all that good stuff. What a phenomenal video. Honestly, yes, I completely agree. Like I don't really see any way for, at least the way that the Democratic Party is currently, and with like the people that they've chosen to champion, I really don't see any kind of way that any normal adult man would honestly choose to side with the Democratic Party anytime soon, realistically. Even if you're like me, you're somebody who has like a dislike for the Republican Party. You get what I'm saying? Like you somehow manage to be worse than the people that I don't like, that most people don't like. Think about that. Most people have not voted Republican in how many years? And yet now they've done it twice just because of how badly you dropped the ball. Y'all suck. Phenomenal video. Please go and support Shoe on Head. Ayoo, Monodachis! Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also find links to the videos that we reacted to today down in the description below, along with my Oshi marks. I'll see you in the next video, Monos. Goodbye, and thank you so much for swinging by. Salut!